Have you got fear questions?
Yeah, I'm running. We go.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, it's all right. I
got
cut your nonsense.
I like that you said. I started off with being so professional.
Yeah.
Have you got some questions?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Don't Laugh But with Kirsty Hudson.
I don't
That's
like
when you say my name.
Hello, and Rebecca Elliott. I was going to say that I don't like that you get to say that every time.
You don't like that? You like the sound of your own name being spoken by yourself?
No, I don't mind saying my name. That you get to say welcome to Don't Laugh But.
Right, you do it then. You do it. I'll cut that bit. Go on.
Well, hello.
I won't cut that bit.
Welcome to Don't Laugh But.
That's why you don't do it. That was rubbish. You said but like it had two T's.
But.
Yeah.
This is the Don't Laugh But podcast, brought to you by Kirsty Hudson and Rebecca Elliott, two women determined to find the funny in everything, or at least pass the time by taking the piss out of each other.
Today we are talking about fear.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, which I think has got to be separated from worry and anxiety a little bit.
Okay.
Like anxiety being the middle class word for worry, I think these days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit like how the middle class way of saying eczema is psoriasis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Anxiety.
also that they call a toasty a paneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and
very
that paste,
similar.
And that pate
Uh-huh.
is like a bit like paste.
Yeah.
You know, like you used to have in your sandwiches.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, that's because you are so middle class. We used to have like a tuna kind of like...
Oh, yeah, yes, right,
pate,
okay.
yeah.
So pate is the middle class way for paste.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I think paste is a slightly dirtier substance, but...
Did you know there's a paste called... there's like a little bit of pate called gentleman's relish.
That's a euphemism if ever I've heard one.
It's really salty.
Oh!
No, but my husband loves it. Like...
I bet he does. So, fear.
Fear.
So I was going to talk to you about the top fears. So I googled this. I did research.
I did last night as well.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one that comes up,
America's biggest fear.
public speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Like, that's
Which is obviously you're a stand-up comedian.
Well, yeah.
Do you get fear?
Mm.
Do you?
Absolutely. But I find it strange because on that list, it was like public speaking was number one, and then like fifth was like death.
Yes, Seinfeld has done this one of his best jokes ever, when he said like how is fear of public speaking comes way above death.
Yeah.
So at a funeral, most people there would want to be in the casket rather than doing the eulogy.
Absolutely, which
Like,
is just well
just-
done.
yeah.
Well done. Which I found really strange. I find people say to me, like, I had a guy who was frontline army going, like, that's like the most terrifying job, like the most scariest job.
Yeah,
He's been shot at.
He's been shot at.
He's been shot at.
Yeah.
And I just
You
feel...
don't get shot at, not unless you really bomb.
No, I mean, I die a
Yeah.
lot. But, you know, through my own fault, not through
Yeah.
someone shooting at me.
Yeah.
I find it really strange. I don't like... But then saying that, I do sometimes get a bit awkward talking in front of a lot of people at a dinner party. You know, yeah.
I have not noticed that.
Well,
Come on.
I don't go to many dinner parties. They're so posh. But, you know, like, I do find it, yeah, I would think...
You would be the loudest person at any dinner party I've been to.
I absolutely love the sound of my own voice, you know, and I know that sounds dreadful to say, but I do. I think I've always got something interesting to say. I think the
When does
listeners
that
may
happen?
disagree. I know, but I do.
We're all waiting for that.
Yeah.
Well, it might happen today. But public speaking, I get nervous going on stage.
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah, 'cause
I'm in a band, and also I get sort of do talks at schools and things like that. But every time beforehand, I want to vomit / run away.
Yeah, but that's because...
But I love doing it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love doing it. So when you get past that, and isn't that just the adrenaline going for it anyway? Don't you need that to do?
I think it's incredibly important to have the nerves. I mean, the gigs without the nerves, it's a terrible gig. You can't, you know, I think that...
And I like being the centre of attention.
Yeah, I think that probably when you do your school ones, you probably get nervous because you're there to inspire people. You know, and that's a challenge.
And you're saying that's not going to happen.
Oh, actually, it's a challenge.
It's unlikely.
It's a challenge. So I think the nerves are a really important part of that.
Yeah.
I think that it's impossible.
Yeah, and it's what is classed as fear, because fear is supposed to be like a raising of the pulse, of the blood pressure. You physically feel it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's the same as nerves.
No,
I don't know.
I fear it. But then that's one of my big fears is fear.
Nothing
Because-
to fear but fear itself.
Roosevelt said that. That was going to be my clever
No,
point.
that was mine.
That's
I
yours.
stole it from
You
you.
so did.
I stole it.
But that is one of my fearful things, is I don't like that feeling of fear.
Yeah.
Like I will not see. Like some people enjoy it.
But, well, you say that, but you are a stand-up comic. You've found a way to deal with that and just to go with it. So if you really feared the fear, there's no way you would have gone down that path.
But I think it's what you talked about there. It's the difference between the fear and nerves. I think it's more nervous.
Yeah,
it's like that feeling of I'm scared. Like I hate the feeling that I get before I go on stage. You know, I have managed to change it a bit now that there are still some days where I'm wake up and I've got a gig.
Yeah.
I don't know any comics who don't get nervous.
When you do that voice, I don't like that.
I've got a gig.
Yeah, that one. I find
You
it
know,
weird. I think
I-
you need to find a better voice
What, for my nerves?
for your anecdotes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Just if you could for next time.
I will. I'll
Yeah,
work
just
hard.
try something
Do
different.
you know what I've noticed? I'm sitting with my legs crossed. This is the first podcast that I've sat with my legs crossed.
I think people will appreciate it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think it gives me a more kind of considered approach.
I don't think it does.
Okay.
Yeah. I never liked even putting my hand up in school. When I was in school, I really had a fear of speaking out in front of other people to the point where I knew the answers, which obviously was all the time because I'm incredibly bright. I would whisper it to my best friend sitting next to me. She would then put her hand up and get all the credit, and then I'd feel a little bit of hatred towards her for doing that.
See, now
Yeah.
I'm...
But I
sort of-
still did it every time.
See, I would put my hand up even if I didn't know the answer.
Yeah, you would.
Like,
wouldn't
I
you?
would put my hand up.
Just to hear yourself say,
and not
I
have
don't
an answer.
know.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
would say something, and it could
Right.
be like I notice my daughter does that, now as well. Yeah,
I mean, that's basically why you do most of the talking here in the podcast, because it's basically you putting your hand up for everything, even when you're not the person in the room that has most of the knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You are. I mean, yeah. Well, most of the knowledge is a. questionable.
One of the next fear is heights,
Hi.
vertigo, and my question to that is: do people who suffer from vertigo? I don't. I mean, I don't love heights, but it's fine. Do people who suffer from vertigo feel it if they're looking down a well? Or do they have to be above ground
They
level?
have to be.
Was that a stupid question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it?
Totally.
No, but if it's a real, if you're at the top of a well looking right the way down, don't give me that. Or if they're like a chasm? What if there's a massive chasm, but it's below ground
I don't
level?
think you should ever say the word chasm again. I think that's the point of that. I don't know is the answer. I don't know. I know that when I go, I'm not got a fear of heights at all. But when I go to some of my things, my knees do go weird.
Do they?
My knees go like a bit, whoa.
You've got quite weird knees.
Like
though,
jelly,
anyway.
like a bit. And yeah, I do. Yeah, and then I went up to a glacier once in like a train that went quite vertically up, and I did look down, and I was quite terrified. And also, I was in a gondola. You know, it's the ones that go up.
Yeah.
They
Are
might. They do come down as well. You know what they call gondolas?
No, that's a boat.
No, it wasn't.
You weren't in a boat that went up.
Anyway, so I'm in a thing that hangs off a wire going up a mountain.
Oh, you're just like a, I've lost the word.
Anyway.
Yeah, go on. You're in a
I'm
thing
in
that goes
one
up
of
the mountain.
those, but for me, it's not necessarily the height. It's like I'm on a wire hanging out, and that's something when I was up the train.
Yeah, no, that would freak me out.
You know, but I do love actually being high. I like the views.
Yeah.
But my knees go up. My knees can't stand it. See, I'm not afraid of heights. My knees are afraid
Your knees
of
are.
heights.
You need to have words with them.
I've tried.
Bugs and insects. That was next on the list.
Now, that's something that you're scared of. Which is
That
weird.
was going to be on that is my list of 5 fears that I've...
Spiders.
Spiders, absolutely. And I don't think it's an irrational fear. I don't think it's a phobia. I think it is absolutely rational fear, and I'm suspicious of anyone who's not scared of spiders.
I'm not scared of spiders.
Because I was suspicious of you already, because they're like little pockets of evil in the world. They're like little disembodied hands
Right.
walking along, right? And they look like a crack in the world through which the evil comes. That's what they look like.
I've never-
And who needs 8 legs anyway? Why do they need that many?
I think that's impressive that they have
They
8
don't
legs.
need, who needs
That they
8
have
legs?
8 legs and don't trip over themselves. I
And
mean,
when one of their legs, like, falls off or something, it doesn't bother them. That's not normal.
I have 2 legs and trip up a lot, and they don't trip up on the 8.
They
I mean,
don't.
and I love them because they eat flies.
Yeah, I'd much prefer a fly.
No, flies
I mean,
are
I don't
dirty.
like flies.
They're dirty.
But, yeah, no, I don't like flies, but I'm
poop on
not
stuff.
scared of them.
If you
I mean,
leave
my kids are dirty. I'm not scared of them.
No,
but my
but-
kids aren't evil.
Yeah, but
no,
your
my
flies
kids aren't
don't poop on
evil.
meat.
Spiders are evil.
Oh.
And, you know, there are spiders that can kill you.
That's what I was about to say. It is an irrational fear only
No,
if you
it's
live
rational.
somewhere where spiders can
You,
kill
it is,
you.
You're saying it is a rational fear if you live. Get it right.
Yeah, that's why. Is it only an irrational fear?
Why am I helping you
it's
argue
a
against
rational
me?
Fear, of course,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So I lived in Florida where we had spiders that could damage you.
Right.
You have to look in your shoes because you could have a black
Yeah.
widow in there and things like that. But again, I wasn't scared.
No, but
because-
it's not whether they can kill you. It's the look of the damn
But
things.
you can stand on them and they're dead.
No, because they run too fast. They'll come up your body. They'll go in your hair.
It is.
Oh.
It is weird at autumn time. They're never going in your hair. That's
They will go in your hair and your face. They want to. They want to
How
crawl
many
over your
spiders
face.
have you ever had in your hair?
Many.
You
No,
are-
none. But
Exactly.
that's what they want to do.
You've lived
That-
40
you can
years on
see
this
it.
planet without one spider in your hair, yet you're scared of that.
No, they're evil.
Now I'm not a fan of rats, right?
Yeah.
And the reason is because like I could take on a spider and feel like I could kill it quite easily just with a little stamp, just a little raise my foot, bring it down, spider's gone.
No, because then you've got a squash spider. I didn't know. And
A
that's
rat.
still evil. Rats are cute.
Oh, I want to love rats because they're God creatures and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh.
Like I want to engage
Yeah.
them. I want not have a chat.
You're so angelic.
I don't want to
Yeah.
have. I do. Like we had a rat the other day in our house.
Yeah.
So
Oh, in your house.
in my house, the rat had. We live by a river, and we have a doggy flap. So
Yeah.
the rat,
A doggy flap. We'll go past that euphemism. Carry on.
the rat
Yeah.
the rat had got into our house, and it was so.
Was it
tragic.
big?
Well, this is
Are
the
you
thing.
exaggerating? Was it just a mouse?
Let me tell you the story first, then you can find out.
Let me know when I can talk again.
So I had some seedling potatoes because I'm going to grow my own potatoes. 'Cause
Oh, again, you're
you
just
know,
so virtuous.
I am. And I had them they were like a tray next to my bench in my kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked down and I realised there wasn't many potatoes in there. And I looked over to my dishwasher and there was like a whole pile of potatoes.
They'd eat the potatoes.
It like taken all the potatoes out and let this whole pile by the dishwasher, got under the, the skirting boards there and was living behind the dishwasher. And so my husband
Perhaps you're just trying to make a shepherd's pie.
No, I'm just cooking for me. I'm trying to help out, Kirsty. And yeah, so there was loads of tube bits and stuff. And so my husband said, he's like, I'm going to get the rat. You know, I'm going to.
He was
save
on that.
you from that rat. So I have this, because I like, people have rats as pets, and I think, I really should go and hang out with them a bit. But they should go hang out with the rats.
Yeah,
you know,
I find they're quite personable.
It might, like when you were a kid, used to love those stories about like rats.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I can't search the web.
That's brilliant.
That's
Can
my
you
fun-
just leave your iPhone, watch,
it
phone,
started
whatever the
talking to
hell
me.
alone?
It started talking to me
Because you poked it.
That's what happens when you poke something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I'm sorry. God, I want to love the rats.
We lived in a flat once that had rats, and we caught one in a box. And I like rats, and that did freak me out. When you'd be sitting in the living room, you'd see them run behind the sofa. That's not right. But that's because it's out of context.
It is. And
Because
they're
if you see
big
a
and
rat
they're
out,
fast.
if I saw a rat outside by the river, I go, oh, there's a rat, isn't cute. But if they're in your house, it's like an alien being in your house. It's like having a burglar in there or something. It's like, you shouldn't be in here.
Yeah.
It looks wrong.
Yeah.
So that freaked me out.
I mean, that rat actually was a bit like a burglar because it stole my potatoes.
Because it stole your potatoes.
Stole the potatoes. But it's because, like rats are amazing because they're really freaking... I mean, how? It moved all the potatoes over to its
They're
little
really
house.
clever. They're like really clever.
Like, it managed to go for
It's cleverer than you.
Well, clearly. It got
Yeah.
my potatoes. But they're so big and they're so fast.
Yeah.
I couldn't kill a rat. You see, I couldn't kill it. Like,
No.
a spider... I couldn't. Like, the rat would have me every time.
We once had a lodger. We went away for the weekend.
Right.
And when we came back, he had gaffer taped up the only bathroom that we had all around the door because there'd been a spider in there. So I'm not quite that bad. I don't even want to know where he'd be going to the toilet.
I was about to say,
I
where
don't
did
know.
you use the bathroom?
But he had gaffer taped it up.
Oh my goodness.
And Matt's not scared of spiders, so he went and dealt with it. But.
Yeah. No, I would find it strange if my husband was scared of spiders or rats or anything. He's not.
Would you?
Yeah.
That's quite...
Oh, I've got very, very strict rules for men and women.
Oh, come on!
I know, and I am a feminist.
This is a feminist podcast.
I don't know why I do. I don't know, but I can't deal with those
it does annoy me that I am scared of spiders, because I do consider myself quite a sort of practical woman who's not really scared of stuff. Although I am, we'll come on to some weird stuff later. But generally speaking, like in my house, I'm the one who owns the toolbox.
Yeah.
I'm the one who fixes stuff. I deal with the finances.
But
if I see a spider, I just want to weep.
Yeah, see, that is weird. I mean, I would deal with the rat if I needed to. Like, if my husband wasn't there, I would manage the rat situation. But I like to defer to him.
If I have to catch a spider, because, like, Matt's out or whatever, and it's huge, and I'm thinking I can't live in this house knowing it's there, I can just about do it with a saucepan.
Right.
Just catch it, and then let...
Yeah, would you kill a spider?
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. But I wouldn't want to get close enough to it to kill it.
No.
Even stamping on a spider, that's not... because it's going to run up your leg and into your hair. That's what it's going to do.
The spider's never going here.
And lay eggs in your ear.
Yeah.
That's what they do,
That's what they
Kirsty.
do.
It's what they do.
It's factual.
That is fact.
You're listening to Don't Laugh But with Kirsty Hudson and Rebecca Elliott, the random banter of two idiots laughing at life.
Drowning.
Oh,
I thought this was weird because who's not scared of drowning?
Me.
Like, no, but of drowning.
Oh, well.
Do you know what I mean? That's like saying you have a fear of being shot in the face. Well, that's normal. But I think a fear of water.
Right.
But the way it was listed here, it was a fear of drowning, which would seem to be a very rational, normal. Like everyone has a fear of drowning.
I've
right?
nearly drowned 3 times in my life.
You've nearly drowned 3
All
times.
down to my friend.
The same friend?
The same friend.
You need to defriend them.
Yeah.
They're trying to drown you.
She can't swim. So we were in once in a it was an outdoor pool at the Bury. They used to have Bury Hospital used to have an outdoor pool.
Yeah.
And we gone swimming, and I'm in the deep end. She jumps in. She didn't realise it was a deep end, and then she just clings onto me, sinking.
Oh.
I'm sinking. And
The deep end would not be your friend. You are painfully short.
No, but I'm a good swimmer. And then the next time we were scuba diving, and she dragged me down with a scuba gear.
She's trying to kill you. I think that's what it is.
She said she's my friend.
She's trying to kill
she's
you.
an assassin. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
she is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. There's some, but it's not something that I worry about is drowning, because I feel like I'm a really strong swimmer.
But still, you wouldn't enjoy drowning.
Do you know, that's actually
It'd be weird if someone didn't have a fear of
It's
drowning.
not one of my
is what I'm
fearful
saying.
ways of dying. No, it's not. It's not something I go.
No, but still, if you died via drowning, you still wouldn't like that. You give me that.
Of course I would laugh, because I'm dying. But that's because
Exactly.
I'm
That's what
dying.
drowning means. I mean, there is no nearly drowning.
Well, I nearly did.
No,
Twice.
there's drowning or there's not drowning.
Right.
I think. Right, she says in a way that says, no.
So,
Blood and needles was the next one.
oh, I have no fear of needles.
I can't look if I'm getting an injection of some, like when I'm pregnant or whatever.
Right.
I can't see the needle, and when the nurse is talking to me, I have to look literally the opposite way.
My husband can't either.
and I think they think I'm being a bit standoffish.
Right.
And when they say it's just a scratch, bollocks.
Oh, I love it.
It's a tiny stabbing, is what it is. It's not just a scratch.
Yeah. No, I love it.
You love it. You
I love it.
when
Do you
someone sticks a needle in you.
Well, no, but when you have to give blood for something, when
Yeah,
you go
yeah,
in
yeah.
and they go in,
Yeah.
and then they draw the blood out. And I love watching that. I'm like, how is that possibly doing that? Like, there's nothing sucking it.
Oh, but it hurts.
No, it doesn't hurt. It is
And
just
having a cannula put in, have you had that?
yeah,
That's hideous, yeah, because you've had C-sections like me.
Yeah.
Having that in.
No.
And they did it badly
right.
once. So the day after I'd given birth, I was walking past the nurse's station in the hospital, and all the nurses suddenly rushed round me, and something's bad. And basically the cannula had come out, and I thought water was running down my arm, and it was my blood was just pouring out onto the floor.
That's awful.
I know.
Oh,
I
no.
have dealt with a lot of stuff.
You've been through it, haven't
I
you?
really
Well
have.
done.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, for me, waving at someone when you thought you don't, when you thought you knew them but you don't.
Yeah.
That's top of my list.
Humiliation. So yeah, have you done that before?
Yeah, lots. I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you? So your fear doesn't stop you from putting yourself out there?
Oh yes, no, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Like, and that will stay with me for quite a long time.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's the kind of thing I would beat myself up about. I have done that recently. There was another mum at school, and I said hi because I'd had a chat to her the day before, and then she just kind of went hello, and walked past, and I thought that's not who I had a chat with.
Oh no,
that's not who I had a chat with.
Yeah.
And now whenever I see that woman, I kind of have to still say
keep that level.
Hi.
Yeah.
Sort of pretending that she might have forgotten,
Yeah.
but actually we are friends, but she's the one who's forgotten. I'm trying to sell it like that now.
Yeah, and do you know another thing? When you, like, if I'm seeing someone with my husband and I've forgotten that person's name.
Yeah, I have that all the time. Well, I told you I have kid blindness. I don't remember any of my friends' kids' names. Not until I've met them at least 16, 17 times.
Yeah.
And still then.
Yeah.
Not really.
No.
So then I end up mumbling. I say, how's it? No, I think I know it begins with an L. How's
and then my husband sometimes will go, but
yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, you know,
I got nothing.
No,
my husband's quite bad for forgetting people, and he will have people like it's happened a couple of times. We're in a supermarket, and a bloke's come up to Matt and said, "Matthew Elliott, how you doing, mate?" And like really clearly, like they had a deep friendship. And see, I would fake it at that point and go, hi, thinking, well, they clearly know me. But Matt doesn't. He just goes, I'm really sorry, Matt. I have no idea who you are.
Jesus.
And this guy had like lived with Matt for a while and stuff. Anyway,
and he didn't remember it.
No, didn't remember him.
Yeah. One of my fears is getting things wrong. I don't like getting things wrong.
Wow, I mean, you must suffer from that a lot.
Yeah,
right.
I do. I really, don't.
You get a lot of stuff wrong.
Well,
yeah.
No, again, that is a questionable. See, I was going to say questionable question, but I think I said that earlier, and I meant questionable statement.
Another thing that you
it's a question
got wrong.
Yeah. Oh, the irony. It was.
What stuff? What's the getting wrong?
I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to do it badly. I don't want to do it wrong.
You don't want to do stuff wrong.
I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to do stuff wrong.
Okay.
I just want to get it right, and that has limited me in the past quite a lot.
Okay.
Like, there's no way to do stand up apart from doing it wrong sometimes.
Right, I was going to say, you have to get over that.
But, yeah, well, that's why I'm so successful.
But you seem fearless. When you go up on stage, it seems like, I mean, you do go wrong, but you make it work. Yeah, keep digging back.
You do go wrong.
No, you do. No, but you make it work, and it because, like, if one was sitting in the audience and you saw a stand up or what's the name of the other job you do on stage?
MC.
Thank you. If you saw an MC who clearly were a bit nervous, and when they cocked up, they knew it and they felt it, that would make the audience nervous. But but it's natural. If you're up there emceeing all night, you're going to make a few, But when you go a bit wrong, you make it funny, and because you seem happy with it, it makes the audience just kind of go along with it and love it even more. So that's all a fake?
Yeah, no, that's very real. I think when I'm on stage and it, like, when I'm on stage, it feels okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the live stuff that I don't want to be wrong at, you know? Sometimes I want to be perfect more than I want to do the process. Like, I want it just to be perfect. I want to get perfect straight away. And there's no way in life that you can do anything else without making huge amounts of mistakes. And I have struggled with that a lot in my life.
Yeah.
Fear's quite a motivator for some people. For me, it's a limiting thing. Like, the fear of failure, the fear of stuff if I feel fearful about something, I have to really process that before I can do it. I can't have fear as a motivator for something.
Oh, I think fear is a motivator for me.
Is it?
Like, bit fear, I don't know if fear's the right word. I won't get stuff done unless I have a deadline, and normally when it's pushing up against the deadline, you start to get that fear.
Right.
That's when I do my best stuff.
Okay.
You know?
Uh-huh.
When I wrote my first novel and that got rejected, and I had the fear that this lifelong dream of mine is just not going to happen, I've just wasted 4 years. The fear of that made me quickly write the second novel.
Right.
I made damn sure it was better.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But I don't know if that's fear.
Yeah.
It's not like shivering in a corner, you know.
But I have a deep-rooted fear. This is going to sound really lame. But I have a deep-rooted fear of not being good enough. Like, and a lot of that comes from growing up in the 80s and having teachers quite clearly telling you're quite crap and not good enough, that kind of stuff. But it's not all of that. I mean, it's lots of kind of complex reasons. But that feeling of not good enough, I feel like I'm a bit like the Andy Murray of tennis, you know, like when you're not... you know, like when you're not...
You've won several Wimbledons?
In that, he's only won one.
Yeah.
But in that, like when he was doing badly, he would just do worse. You know, So I feel like if I'm doing well, and I'll do better. Mm-hmm. But if I'm doing badly, I struggle. I feel like I don't like being the underdog. Like if people think if people think I'm not very good at something, and they just said a bad word, then
you did
if
well
people
done.
not think I'm
good save. Shoddy.
Yeah, if people think I'm shoddy, then I feel like I will live up to their expectation rather than exceed their expectations. And it's something that for me it's a process, and it is. I'm getting more maturity around it. Do you know what I mean? And trusting that I am, you know, funny, and I am because I get told, oh, you're naturally funny. Well, and how do you?
I would never tell you that.
No, but how do you recreate that? Like I'm moving in and out.
Yeah,
how do you? I'm so excited by that. But how do you create something that you have no idea that you're doing? Then, like, so you're on stage, you know.
Do you say that people shouldn't say nice things to you because
don't say nice.
You can't live up to that?
I can't. No, put me down.
Well, I have a fear of humiliation and not being good enough and saying the stupid thing. And I hate anything like that. And I think part of that comes from being the youngest sibling.
It doesn't stop you though.
No, I don't. I know. No. But part of that comes from being the youngest sibling. I think because my brother and sister are like 5 and 7 years older than me.
Right.
And so obviously when I'm going like 7 6s are 24 and they're going, no, you idiot, you prick, that's not right, you know, just as one example. You know, when you're trying to do stuff when you're 5, of course you don't have the same knowledge as a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, so they kind of take the mick out of you.
I like you just gonna keep talking.
You have talked for just like an hour. Give me a minute. No, but you end up feeling like the idiot because you're the youngest kid, so your skills aren't the same as your older siblings, so you feel like the idiot. Right. So I've always been striving to not be the idiot. Right. Come on, I'm handing you a punchline there.
I think you
keep striving, love.
Yeah. I like that. I'm handing you a punchline, and then you gave that punchline to yourself.
Well, you didn't get in there quick enough. All right.
I think
I left a gap.
Well, I think the fact that you said I'm always striving not to be the idiot was enough. I felt that.
Just let that lie.
There's no
need to unpack
it. You're listening to Don't Laugh But with Rebecca Elliott and Kirsty Hudson. The most meaningless small talk about life's most meaningful questions.
I think, the fear. Of course you've got those primal fears of death.
I was going to say there's fear of loved ones dying. Yeah, is obviously up there, but
it is.
I feel we've covered that.
We have absolutely covered that. But
on this list, right, of top 10 genuine fears, was zombies, and they're not real. And I don't understand why people would say that. And there's a name, I can't remember what the name is, but there's a name for it and everything. And people have got this genuine fear of a zombie apocalypse that makes them actually worry in real life. Yeah. But that's like saying, what's your favourite animal? And someone saying, oh, it's a unicorn. Like, it's not real. That doesn't answer the question. You can't have a fear of something that's literally just been made up in movies.
But there was.
Are you about to come back and tell me that zombies are real?
Well,
you've got that look in your eye that I'm about to say something that's really out there.
Well, okay, two things. For a lot of my life, I thought the unicorns were real, like dinosaurs. Like, they were like...
They'd all died out.
You know, like they can't... Yeah, I did. Probably quite late into my adulthood.
Oh!
Did I realise that unicorns...
Really?
Because people talk about them so much like they are real. Like,
actually, to be fair, I did get into early adulthood thinking that haggises were real animals.
Come on now.
Yeah, I think a teacher had told me that haggis are these little furry creatures that live on mountains.
All right.
And they've got 2 legs shorter than the other, so they can just run round one way round a mountain. So the way to catch them is you run them the opposite way. They try to turn around, they roll down the hill. See, there was a whole detailed story, and I think I was about 22. And again, probably had that humiliation. Probably brought it up in a pub discussion.
going.
And then everyone just looks at you like, what?
I know. And the whole zombie thing is I think very much an American. I have my friend who tried to drown me.
Yeah.
Who is really, I see an assassin now.
Yeah.
She has said to me, where would you go? And I'm like,
what if there was a zombie apocalypse?
Where would I go for what exactly?
I'd go and sacrifice myself immediately because I don't want to see that.
Me too.
I'm not worried about it. I just go, just take me.
Yeah, I have a heart attack when my husband chases me upstairs to tickle me.
Yes.
Just like, I lay down. But
I know what you mean. Yeah, just get me. Just get it over and done with. Yeah.
I can't bear the thought of being... I would... Yeah, and they don't care about you because...
What, zombies? But they're not real. It's not a real fear. It's not a real...
No.
You don't need to have a strategy for a zombie attack.
No, but she does.
You need to have a strategy for, like, climate change and stuff.
Well, she says to me, like, in
Americans,
England, like, where
but
would
not
you
a
go?
zombie attack.
No, but she does say, like, where... Because she says, like, England's quite small. Like, where are you going to... She says, you've got to find a forest.
Yeah, we'll go to Thetford Forest.
Yes.
We'll be safe there. That'll be fine.
I'd be the worst
They've
place
got a
to
nice
be.
cafe, so...
No, but it'd be the worst place. Imagine being in a forest at night.
I know, you have to make it
hearing
more
stuff.
scary.
It would. You start hearing stuff.
Right. Don't do the voice.
That's what zombies
You've only
do.
got one sound. What's that? It's like Chewbacca with a sore throat.
I don't know what they do, but it would be a terrifying noise.
All right. People are scared of clowns. And
Yes.
I feel sorry for clowns now a little bit
Oh.
because they've been vilified a little bit. I feel they've been persecuted. I mean, I know they're not a race of people,
No.
right?
No.
But maybe we should
Stephen
cut
King's
them
fault, though, that
some
sort.
slack. You maybe give them some land where they can roam free.
No. Clouds run through you. I like that noise.
Literally, your noise is the same for it's a funny voice, it's a sound in the woods, and it's apparently a nose,
Squeeze.
a clown nose as
Yeah.
well.
I have not. I did a clowning workshop recently.
Yeah,
And-
do some weird stuff.
It has stopped me being afraid of clowns. I've never actually been afraid of clowns.
Has it made you afraid of yourself?
Well, it was a beautiful thing to do. Like clown, there's a lot.
But was it proper,
there
like
are
big
so many
feet and...
No, that's not
No.
clowning. That's
No, don't say
I think that's
patronising
like
like that.
white-faced
You're talking about clowning.
There are so many different types of clowns. Did you know there are clowns without borders who are like doctors without borders?
Oh yes, yeah.
They do good work.
There's the clown people who come into like children's hospitals.
Yeah,
They're really good, except
clown doctors.
Clown doctors. Don't get close to the mic and patronisingly go clown doctors.
Yeah, I have friends who do it.
Fine. Well, can you tell your friends, of the clown people, that if, like we were, you've got two parents sitting with a severely disabled child, which our daughter was, who is asleep, and even if she wasn't asleep, she wouldn't care. That we don't want when we're sitting in the waiting room in Addenbrooke's, we don't want two female clowns to try and entertain us by blowing bubbles and being idiots in front of me and Matt, and that's just like our worst nightmare.
Did you not know what to do?
It was hideous. It was horrendous.
They were blowing bubbles in your face.
They were just being clowns, just to like me and Matt, and obviously they were doing it for Clemmy, but Clemmy was asleep. She didn't care, you know. But I get that it works for other kids, and I get that not all parents are quite as cynical as me and Matt.
Did you not feel the need
I mean, I was giving them the evil eye. No, I was being polite, but I thought that I was being polite and yet clearly making it quite plain that I hate this. Please go away.
How? That's a hard thing to pull off.
What, that look?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've got it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. See, I'm such a people pleaser that I'd be like, yay, that's really good. Woo.
Yeah, no.
No. Because that's a big fear of yours, isn't it? Like getting dragged up on stage.
This was another fear. Getting dragged up on stage. Like, I don't mind going up on stage. If I'm singing, fine, not a problem. If I'm going up and doing a talk, great, everyone look at me. But if I'm at this is one of the reasons why I hate panto, is if I'm going to get dragged up, I would just... I mean, me and Matt, because my husband's the same, talk about what do we do when they come down to the audience? If they go to get us up, what do we do? And like, we just agree that I would just go, no, move along. You got the wrong person.
You would say
I would rather do that
so more
than
awkward.
go up on stage and then have to do something horrendously humiliating in front of a room full of people where you are the butt of the joke. Being the butt of the joke is one of my fears. And that would just be... Because like we were at a show the other day, Steve Sausage.
Oh, Steve Sausage.
Who's great, magician, children's entertainer.
Great entertainer.
Really, really good. He's got skills. We're all in a big sort of village hall. All the parents sitting around the outside, all the 6-year-olds in the middle. My 6-year-old loved it. But he kept picking on the adults and dragging them up there to do various things.
Right.
And I was really... I had my arms crossed the whole time. And when he got the adults to all stand up, I did, but I very much made it plain, you don't want to mess with me. Like, you're good, but like, you don't want to call on me.
Okay.
And he still did.
And what did you do? Did you get up?
No, he called up the dad of the girl whose party it was.
Right.
Who is a nice guy, but I kind of know, I don't know him that well.
Okay.
He called him up, right? And he put on one of those masks where you like squeeze the thing and the ventriloquist masks. Stop looking at your watch. And I'm telling an awesome story here.
Yes,
and
you
you've looked at your phone,
Yes.
you've looked at your watch.
Yes, you are telling a very awesome story.
Shut up.
You are.
He got the dad up
Right.
with the ventriloquist mask.
Right.
The dad's quite shy. He's a lovely guy. Don't really know him that well. And then, with his voice, was saying, I just fancy one of the girls in the audience.
Oh.
One of the mums. And that was me.
Oh.
Yeah, and they asked me what my name was. And then, basically, he was flirting through ventriloquism with me. Oh. And it was just horrific, frankly. It was horrific. But obviously I faked it. I was like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. I want to kill you.
But I would find...
I don't feel like I'm getting the sympathy that deserved.
Well, because I think that if I was in the audience of like a pantomime and you went no move on, that would make me feel very uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm not. That's going to happen. Don't come to a panto with me. There is no way I'm going on stage.
I quite like... Yeah, I don't... Cause
so you would go up and just make an arse of yourself. Yeah. Just dance around, stand on one leg, do an impression of a chicken.
I would, but then
that's basically your job anyway, though, isn't it?
I would do that. But I would struggle with someone else being funnier than I was.
Okay. Yeah. And yet you've managed to do this podcast.
Hey, well done.
One-on-one meetings. I prefer to be on a stage talking to a group full of people than meeting one-on-one with someone I don't know very well.
Right.
And having eye contact.
Yeah.
I find that tricky.
Yeah.
Really, I do have a bit of fear about that.
I have the same thing with telephone calls.
Do you?
I really dislike talking on the telephone.
Okay.
I mumble. I get all sweaty. I don't exactly know if I'm saying the right thing.
Really? That's right. Again, for someone with such confidence, that's weird.
Yeah, I know. The phone, I have ignored phone calls because I do not want to talk. Like, if my friends ring me and be like I like a text. Text is easy. Yep, I'll be there. If someone rings me up, I'm going, I really...
No, when someone sends you a text, you get back to them about a day later saying, I might be there. Just want to fill in the detail there.
Yeah. But that's much better and easier.
It's better for you.
But
I'm going to ring you more often.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. I'll ignore you. I can be like, she's there, really.
But a one-on-one meeting with someone that you don't know, like when I met my agent for the first time, or meet, like a work thing, or like a friend that you've seen as a group, and then you go, should we get a coffee together? I would find fear before that. I would enjoy it when I'm there.
But you'd be nervous about it.
I would be nervous. I remember when we first had that, on our first date.
At the spread. I was late.
At the Spread Eagle. And because that sounds like we were Spread Eagle. The Spread Eagle is a pub. Our first date when we were Spread Eagle. I remember it well. I found that quite awkward.
Did you?
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah, but that's because you're such a fan of mine.
No, it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you want to think that, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't. That does not make me nervous. I like that. Do you know what I don't like? Is a meeting where you don't know someone very well and it's on Skype.
That's weird.
Really awkward.
I think even Skyping or FaceTiming with someone you do know well can be awkward. I mean, my brother lives in Paraguay. We have to FaceTime. My brother's like, it's my best mate. Because God knows you're not. and you speak... Well done for...
The cobalt fell over in sadness with that statement. Go ahead.
So my brother lives in Paraguay, so we FaceTime. And it is lovely, but the beginning's always a bit awkward. And what's really awkward is the end. Because then you've got to, point your finger at the screen. It looks like you're doing something weird. I think that Skype or FaceTime calls should end like newsreaders. I think you should pick up some papers and just shuffle them on the table. That is such a good idea. And just let it fade.
I love that. See, we Skype with my husband's family, and Like, especially what's awful is if they're all there.
Yeah.
But my husband's family...
because no one knows who to talk to.
No, and my husband's family are not chatty people. So then I end up talking the most.
Really? That's a surprise.
Yeah. And I keep talking, and I'm going, and then I'm like, no one else is talking. So I feel like I need to talk more.
Well, here's a tip, Kirsty. If you leave a gap sometimes, then people they'll feel able to fill it with talking.
No, but they don't. Imagine that awkward silence for a long time.
That's one of my fears, is awkward silences.
Oh, I don't mind an awkward silence. Like, I don't mind.
Oh, I really wanted to leave one there. Ah, you missed a trick. Come on.
Yeah. That was an awkward silence.
Yeah, that was quite awkward.
But then I started to laugh, so that kind of, but
I found it sexy.
I don't mind it, thank you. I don't mind an awkward silence. I don't mind, because now, obviously, with my husband, we have comfortable silences.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely when you get to that point.
The point where you just totally, but we have that now. Like, we cannot talk for a while. We don't, because we both like to talk.
You never shut up. I've never experienced that.
Oh, you're not a chatty Cathy.
I'm not chatty Cathy.
I love the chatty Cathy term.
That's a working class term right there.
Yeah, chatty Cathy. One of my things is not being liked. We talk about that.
Yeah.
We've talked briefly about you not liking.
We've talked about me not liking you. Yes, I think we've covered that.
That has created a huge people pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I can change my opinions quite easily with whoever I'm with because I want them to like me.
I'm a bit like that. Yes. Yeah, a bit of a chameleon.
Oh,
I don't sort of
absolutely.
stick to my... I mean, I do kind of, but I will bend my... I'll also bend my accent to fit in more.
Oh, will you?
If I'm with posher friends, then I'll start speaking, how I was sort of brought up to speak, which is a bit nicer like this, and I'll make sure I pronounce all my T's. But when I'm with you, I'm a bit more like... No, but I grew up in Essex, so I could go either way.
Yeah.
But that's terrible, isn't it? To not have the integrity to kind of stick to yourself. And...
Yeah. Like, my husband is the same, and he is not interested in anyone liking him or not, and he's just really not interested.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm so, do you think they like me?
Yeah.
The other day, I'm a bit of a Remainer with the whole...
Yeah.
Because clearly Brexit's going so well. So
it's brilliant.
but I have to say that, but I was with some people the other day who were saying, well, it's what the people wanted. And I said, yes, it's what the people wanted. We should...
Really? You went completely overhauling your views?
No, totally, absolutely. And I was clearly... So I did say I am a Remainer, of course, but that was the people's vote. I was just... I could hear myself saying it going... What are you talking about?
That's not what I actually think.
That's not what I actually think.
Yeah, so being a people pleaser is quite bad, isn't it? Because it just means we're just basically tarts for people's opinion.
I am, but then I will wrap it up. I will make it sound like, because I didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want to have that discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't want to rock the gondola. Another one of my fears is eating with wooden cutlery. Yeah.
When you said that.
Even thinking about that
made me go,
right.
Yeah.
It's just, the little forks you get at the chippy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, puts my teeth on edge.
That's
what I've never met someone who shares that.
No, I'm with you on that. Maybe that's why we like each other,
because of the wooden cutlery.
Because we knew there was a.
There was a bond.
That's the only thing we have in common, really. That's.
Well, now we've found that, I think we can let the whole relationship just rest now.
That's it.
Just walk away.
Kirsty and Rebecca will be back next week with a whole new round of this oddly captivating bollocks. So you may as well listen in.